Hey, I wanted to hop on here and share something that someone said to me that brought it back a memory that I felt like was good to share. She made a comment that life moves in forward motion, but only makes sense in reverse. And there's a lot of truth to it. I was thinking about when I had a farm and had very large garden acreage, about a half acre of just garden. And my husband and I tilled the ground, did all the right things, planted the seeds, and we got a harvest. It was great. We were able to sell vegetables, and it was really wonderful. But we also had a compost pile that we threw all of our scraps in out in the back, and the chickens would come and scratch it up. And we came out the next spring when things were growing in our garden, and we noticed this beautiful tomato plant growing out of the compost heap, and it looked better than what was out in our garden. And my husband was a little disheartened. He's like, I can do all the right things out in the garden, and then the tomatoes that just got thrown in here in the with all of the scrap and the chicken poo and the compost junk is doing better than the ones out in the garden. And it just was an example to me that we can take a seed and we can put it in a sterile jar and nothing will ever happen. It's not going to start growing. It needs water, it needs certain moisture, it needs light, but the sterile environment might seem like a great idea to us, but it's not going to actually be a place of growth. And we can even be put into a very carefully tilled and wonderful looking garden plot, and we might grow and we might do well, but sometimes it's that compost heap that you might get thrown into that looks awful, not like a great place for anything wonderful to grow. Might be the exact place you need to be, and it might be where you're going to bear the most fruit for the Lord. And it can be hard to want to surrender our will to Him and be comfortable in that compost heap. We've all been through things that stink. We've all been through times in our lives that were just scrap piles in the compost heap. And but that's when you come out later and you see the growth and the wonderful things that God is working if we're willing to surrender to Him and let Him work in it. Often the tomatoes that grew in that compost pile were more beautiful, had great color, wonderful flavor, and so we learned something from it, and I just thought I'd share that. Have a good night.